Guys, welcome back to my channel Elite Wrestling World. I am your host GhostSaad. Thank you guys for joining me right here for AEW Dynamite post show review. This is the Dynamite after Revolution pay-per-view on Sunday, and a very good card announced for tonight. Excalibur, Toni Schiavone and Brad Allison welcomed us on Dynamite. So let's get dive into it and talk about that. So we started off with the returning Whale Ospreay versus Blake Christian. While some might criticize the amount of offense Christian got in this one, in this case I'd say it makes sense as Ospreay has been out since September. This was a good first test for Ospreay to get some of the ring rust off, to which there appeared to be none whatsoever. He broke a couple of his great hits, but it was ultimately Christian who did most of the flips in this match. I know Ospreay is going after Moxley, and the match between Moxley and Will Ospreay for the Continental title is all but confirmed at this moment. So for the match, Christian went outside, this time being met with the slingshot across body. Then Christian takes off the arm wrap, flips off Ospreay as he signaled for a hidden blade, but Ospreay hit one of his own to turn Christian inside out. Ospreay connected with one proper one to the back of the head and got the pinfall win. Post-match, we saw Ospreay took the mic and told the fans he bloody missed them. Ospreay called out Moxley, saying the biggest difference between them is he doesn't need a weapon to snatch up someone's neck. He can do it with his bare hands. So music of Death Rider hits as Moxley walks out and Wheeler Yuta as well. Ospreay chucked a trash can at Moxley, taking him to the ring and teasing a tiger driver, but Pac blindsided Ospreay before he could and applied the brutalizer, and security rushed to the ring. So we might get Ospreay versus Pac, leading towards Ospreay versus Moxley, and it's gonna be a fantastic bout. As the music of Bang Bang Gang hit for the next match and Pac was being taken away by security, Ospreay sprinted up the ramp and leapt off the stage onto Pac, and these two brawled to the back as this led to bell sounding to start off of our next contest. John Moxley and Wheeler Yuta versus the Bang Bang Gang, Ace Austin and Juice Robinson. Solid TV tag team match as the Bang Bang Gang had their hope spots, with Austin especially looking good in the comeback. This was simply no way. Moxley and Yuta were dropping this one, as I will always appreciate whenever Brand Danielson was on commentary. During a Yuta match, he will refuse to put him over and always roast him any chance he gets. So Daniel Garcia appeared on the apron but was taken out by Austin Gunn. Moxley tried a snake attack on Bruce Robinson but ate a left hand of God, and Yuta followed with a dive outside. This left Moxley to lay out Austin with a swinging Death Rider for the pinfall win. So again, a very solid tag team match for Death Riders. We saw a footage of Kenny Omega backstage after Revolution was shown, saying Swerve Strickland is a danger to himself. While he thinks of danger, he thinks risk. So let's roll the dice. Let's play some risk and ask Strickland to put his number one contendership for the world title on the line. Let's put everything on the line. We are told by commentary that by virtue of beating Brody King at Revolution, Strickland indeed became the number one contender for the world title. So we get the Gabe Kidd pulled up backstage and leapt out of the way from an incoming car, which Darby Allin got out, and the two brawled with Kidd powerbombing Allin on the hood of his car. And Gabe Kidd yelled that it's time, but Allin went for the eyes, got his backpack and pulled out a rag with it and put it over the face of Kidd before throwing him in the trunk of the car, saying, "Let's ride." So we get the match begin after pre-match vehicle assault from one another. It's gonna be Coffin match, Gabe Kidd versus Darby Allin. So the visual of Kidd, who has been an absolute lunatic since joining AEW, is a straight jacket for this whole match was quite the sight to see. I originally thought this would be a wait for Kidd to get a win on Allin, but it's clear that Allin is coming for MJF, so having him getting some singles wins makes all the sense in the world. We saw Gabe Kidd body slams Allin on the skateboard wheels side up before taking him up in the corner trying for an avalanche pile driver, but Allin bit free and hit an avalanche code red. That looks good. Kidd kicked the referee into the ropes to crouch Allin, allowing Kidd to hit a no hand power slam and leaping Yuzugiri. Then we saw a coffin drop connects multiple times for Darby Allin. Then Allin grabbed Kidd to the floor, quickly ran back inside and hit a tope, sending Kidd onto the coffin, and momentum caused the lead to fall, and Allin wins one hell of a battle. Post match, we saw Darby Allin took the mic and he's going to hold the throttle until he sees God or AEW World Championship. So he's telling that MJF that he is coming for the world title match. So again, a very good contender for the world title as well, Darby Allin. Next up, we saw the short Strickland respond to Kenny Omega. Prince Nana is in the ring and introduces us to the most dangerous man, the man who showed at Revolution against Brody King why he is the most dangerous man in AEW. So, Strickland said he went to war with Brody, but the only winner is the one who has power. Of course, he enjoyed beating Kenny Omega in his hometown, as well as Brody King, and brought up dealing with organization who had power from the independence to developmental. If it weren't for the Young Bucks interfering in his match at Dynasty last year, he would be a two-time world champion. So this leads to Kenny Omega, and Strickland is the new number one contender for the world title. But what's then means if he doesn't have the power to protect it? So he wants the power of Kenny Omega and block out anyone who thinks that they can get it. If Omega wants a rematch with Strickland, offer up the EVP status. To be clear, when Strickland beats him, he will become the AEW new executive vice president. So again, this match is set for next week, and it's gonna be number one contendership versus the EVP status, and it's gonna be a fantastic bout between these two. Next up is Speedball Mike Bailey versus the uh, Dungzilla Mark Davis. Hell of a match these two had, playing off the speed versus size story incredibly well. I remember after Jake Doyle was injured, I feared that Davis would lose ring time as a result, but on the contrary, he's been knocking it out of the park ever since. And Speedball Bailey continues to be one of the most loved babyface on the roster, and I know these trios with Knight and Mystico should be fun, but I eventually love to see him challenge for the singles title, maybe TNT title. We could get a third match between Fletcher and Speedball. That could be fantastic one. Then moonsault double knees hits, followed by a spinning corner kick by Bailey, and then he hit the ultimo weapon for the hard-fought win. And this was fantastic win for Mike Bailey. We saw a footage of MJF sitting backstage after Revolution show is end. He said greatest dog collar match of all time, greatest Iron Man match of all time, greatest Texas death match of all time. They call him Mr. Revolution, and the adrenaline has worn off. He feels very bump and bruised, but it doesn't matter because he won. It was all worth it. Today he turned 30. Happy birthday to him. He's accomplished more than most Hall of Famers, and he's way ahead of schedule. So Hangman was a huge speed bump in his way, but he's off the board now, and MJF has 30 years left, as only one name will be regarded as the best wrestler in the world, and one ticket to God status. So the Wolf of Wrestling, Salt of the Earth, generational talent, the big Hebrew MJF, he's going to do what the greatest athletes do and tells the camera guy to ask him his question. He's asked what he's going to do next, and MJF screams he's going to Disney World, giving a bloody kiss to the camera. So again, a very great promo by MJF, and I am pretty much looking forward to what's the next challenger for MJF. It might be Kenny Omega after next week. Next up, we saw backstage we get the attack video of Tony Storm. Someone attacked Tony Storm from behind, and this went out, and then Mina Shirakawa replaced her in the match against Marina Shafir. Is a no holds barred match, easily the biggest win in Shirakawa's AEW career, and I don't think a lot of people saw her taking this one once she was slotted in to replace Toni Storm. While the obvious signs points to Shafir being the one who attacked Storm, but I wouldn't be shocked it if was someone completely different that's revealed down the line. Not sure if this was a 1 week absence for Storm, and she might be taking some time off due to some injuries to her. So again, Shirakawa might be taking her slot on the roster as well, and in the matches coming ahead as well. And it's going to be interesting to see who attacked Toni Storm. I might see Mina Shirakawa turning heel on Toni Storm as well. Next up, we saw backstage Rene is interviewing Andrade and said he wants the world title match. Then we saw John Cruz interrupted with a briefcase and said it's from MJF, holding a phone up with Don Callis on it, saying he's going to need to accept the briefcase because he's Don's money man. Andrade asked if they are working for MJF, and Callis said Darby Allin has become a pest, so he agreed to take care of the problem and again called Andrade his money man. Andrade reluctantly accepted the payoff, and I think MJF did this because Andrade is challenging for the world title. He's gonna challenge, so he just fended off with the money. And in the main event, we saw national champion Jack Perry and Young Bucks versus international champion Kazuchika Okada and RPG Wise. The match itself was a PWG special for the California crowd, filled with action and baby faces standing tall. And this was a very good showing for new national champion Jack Perry as well. Okada wasted no time flipping off the Bucks, and Perry, who hit a snap hurricane rana and dropkick, went to the flip. Then we saw Perry wanted a sacrifice knee but was held up by Romero, giving Okada to regain advantage as well. Northern Lights hit by Matt Jackson on Romero and Barreta as Bucks go up opposite side of the ring for an elbow drop senton combo. And in the end, Perry launched in with the sacrifice knee to get the pinfall win. So again, a very good showing for the new national champion, and babyface is standing tall. And then we get to the post match of this. The announcement, the bigger story was the tag title match at Dynasty, one we saw coming for a long time. It will be interesting to see how the Bucks play into this match. I am glad we're getting a standard tag match between FTR, Cope, and Christian, as the Bucks could certainly face the winners at Double or Nothing. This would give them time to make good on saying they climbed the ranks to earn the shot. And Christian said he wanted this match because he wants to prove that they are the best tag team in their generation and in Bucks generation as well. So that was a very good line by Christian Case as well. And in the end, FTR music hits and they are out with Stokely, who was cut off by everyone yelling to shut up. FTR hit the ring and got their asses kicked in quick fashion until the Bucks, Cope, and Cage picked up the tag titles at the same time, as FTR was left standing down Copeland and Christian to close out the show. We got the graphic as well. So again, a very good match setup for Dynasty. 4 to 5 months away from All In London, and we might get the three-way ladder match there, but we might get some tag team matches between these three teams, a different combination of matches until All In, and I can see Cope and Cage going into the All In London with the championships and dropping it to Bucks there. So again, very much looking forward to these three teams battling it out in the tag division. So that's the end of the show, folks. Please guys, like and share this video, subscribe to my channel, and keep watching Elite Wrestling World.